Good morning, students. Today we are discuss about doing businesses in the online world. How to business do the in online world. Before that, the overview of commerce on the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web has become a global vehicle for electronic commerce, that is called e-commerce, creating new ways for businesses to interact with one another and their customers. E-commerce means doing business online, such as when a computer buys a product over the web instead of going to a store to buy it. E-commerce technologies are rapidly changing the way individuals and companies do business. You can go online to buy a book, a car, shop, or rent for movies, etc. You can even get a pizza delivered to your door without picking up the phone. But these kinds of transactions are only the tip of the e-commerce. In fact, the vast majority of e-commerce activities do not involve consumers at all. In this chapter, introduce you the basics of e-commerce at the consumer and business level. You will learn how to make sure your online shopping and browsing activities are secure, and how to protect your personal information when using the internet. E-commerce at the customer level. Tens of thousands of online businesses cater to the needs of customers. Websites provide information about products and services, take orders, receive payments, and provide on the spot customer service. Customer oriented e-commerce website take many forms and cover the products and services, but can be divided into two general categories: shopping sites and personal finance sites. Now we discuss about online shopping. What is online shopping? Online shopping means buying a product or service through a website. Another term for online shopping is business to consumer, that is B2C transaction. Online shopping means buying a product or service through a website. Another term for online shopping is business to consumer B2C transaction. Even if you have never shopped online, you probably have heard of websites such as Amazon.com and Buy.com. They are just two of the many popular websites where consumers can buy all sorts of things. What can you buy online? The list is almost limitless, including everything from cars to appliance, electronics to jewelry, clothes to books, fine wines to old fashioned candies, etc. You can subscribe to your favorite newspaper or magazine online, hunt for antiques, and order complete holidays meals for delivery to your door. There are thousands of consumer websites and each has its own look, feel, and approach to consumer satisfaction. But effective online shopping sites share a few essential features. The first feature is a catalog where you can search for information about products and services. The second feature is a checkout section where you can securely pay for the items you want to purchase. The third feature is a customer service page where you can contact the merchant for assistance. These are the features of online shopping: searchable catalog, secure checkout, customer support page. Online stores versus physical locations. Online stores versus physical locations. In a brick and mortar store, that is a physical store that you can visit a person to do your shopping. You can wander the aisles and see the merchant side for yourself. If the store is too big or the layout too confusing, you can ask a clerk or customer service representative for guidelines. This is one big advantage of doing the store yourself. In online stores, that is a store that exists only the web with no physical location you can visit. You don't have that advantage. You cannot walk the aisles, pick up the merchandise, or grab some free samples. You have to do all your shopping in your browser window. For example, Amazon.com and PCconnection.com are examples of online stores because they have no real store you can go to. A hybrid merchant is called click and mortar store, a physical store that also has a website where you can shop. Best Buy and Nordstrom are examples of click and mortar stores because they have physical locations in many sites as their products, as well as websites where you can view and purchase their products. Some click and mortar retailer let customers buy items online, then pick them up or return them at the store. This arrangement offers the best of both worlds, convenience and customer service. The online store's properties: the store is open 24 by 7, 24 hours, 7 days. Sales people usually not available can only view the merchandise. This is the online store catalog. Another side is pick and mortar store experience, that is physical stores and online store catalog. Using online catalog, online shopping would be very difficult to merchants did not provide easy to use catalogs on their websites. In the early days of e-commerce, many retailers struggled to come up with catalogs that were user friendly for customers and easy to manage. Retail oriented websites need to be maintained and updated on a continuing basis so that prices and description are always correct. Site managers and designers must be careful to balance their own needs against those of customers, or they risk losing businesses. Many e-commerce websites are set up like directories. These catalog lump products or services into categories and subcategories. If you are shopping for any MP3 player at the website of an electronic vendor, for example, you might click the electronics category first, then the personal electronics subcategory, the personal audio, then handheld devices, and then MP3 players. Along with a directory of product categories, you may find a search tool at your favorite online shopping site. Like any web search engine, this tool lets you conduct a keyword search, but the search occurs only on the merchant's site instead of entire web. So, if you are shopping for boots on a site that sells outdoor gear, you should be able to click in the search box, type boots and press enter. Next concept is paying for purchases. How to pay in online system. Online merchants usually try to make online shopping as similar as possible to shopping at a real store. One way they do this is by letting shoppers fill a shopping cart. An electronic holding area that stores information about items that the customer has chosen for purchasing. When you are ready to make your purchase, you can pay for it several ways. Two of the most common payment methods including the following. One payment is one-time credit card purchase. Another one is set up an online account. These are the two most common payment methods. First we discuss about one-time credit card purchase. If you do not want to set up an account with a seller, you can provide your personal and credit card information each time you make a purchase. This is called one-time credit card purchase. Next common payment is set up an online account. If you think you will make other purchase from the online vendor, you can set up an account at the website. The vendor stores your personal and credit card information on a secure server and then places a special file called cookie on your computer's disk. When you access your account again by typing a user ID and password, the site uses information in the cookies to access your account. Online accounts are required at some vendors' websites such as brokerage sites that provide online investing service. Next we discuss about online banking. The term online banking refers to using banks' website to handle banking related tasks. Individual and business alike can visit any bank's website and do the following. Online banking. The term online banking refers to using the bank's website to handle banking related tasks. Individual and business alike can visit any bank's website and the following. First, create an account. Second one is transfer funds. Third one is record or view transactions. Fourth one is reconcile statements. Fifth one is pay bills. If you use a personal finance program at home, you can use your internet connection to access your bank accounts online. This feature makes it easy to manage your accounts and keep your checkbook balanced. Online finance. The term online finance refers to any kind of personal financial transaction you can conduct online other than managing your bank accounts. These activities are include, that is, investing, next applying for loans, applying for credit cards, buying insurance, preparing tax returns and paying tax, doing financial research, or seeking financial advice. E-commerce at the business level. E-commerce has given companies are entirely different way to conduct businesses using powerful websites and online database. Companies not only sell goods to individual customers but also track inventory, order products, send invoices, and receive payments. Using e-commerce technologies, companies are rapidly forming online partnership to collaborate on product designs, sales and marketing companies, and more. By giving one another access to their private networks, corporate partner access vital information and work together more efficiently. Next, we discuss about B2B, that is called business to business transactions. How business to business transactions are working. The millions of consumer transactions take place each day on the web. Business to business B2B transactions actually account for most of the money that is spent online. As its name implies, a business to business transaction is one that takes place between companies. Consumers are not involved, that is called B2B transaction, business to business transactions. In business to business transaction, consumers are not involved. The concept of business to business transaction did not arrive with the internet. In fact, companies were doing business electronically long before the rise of the web by using private networks and computer systems to handle transactions. But internet technologies have made process easier, more efficient, and available to virtually all businesses. Any financial transaction between two companies can be considered a B2B transaction and probably can be handled over the internet. Here some examples. A store orders an out of stock product from a distributor. A car manufacturer orders parts from a wide range of suppliers. A stockbroker buys shares for a client by using an electronic exchange. A bank requests credit information from a major credit reporting agency. You can probably think of other examples. In any case, the transaction occurs whether it is handled on paper, through a private network, or via internet. It does not necessarily have to take place on the web. However, web-based technologies are making it easy for companies to handle huge volumes of transactions. Next, we discuss about intranets and extranets. What is a intranets and extranets? Businesses use many different means to handle transaction electronically. For example, two companies may have their own networks but may link them together so they can share certain resources and exchange certain types of data. Using this kind of link, for example, a design frame and a building contractor can collaborate on designs, quickly make changes to share documents, update schedules, conduct online meetings, and transmit invoices to one another. But most companies do business with many other companies, not just one. For this reason, they need to have systems that are flexible enough to handle an ever changing array of partners or customers. An effective way to do this is to create corporate networks that look and function like the internet, and which grant access to authorized external users through the internet. These specialized businesses networks are called intranets and extranets. An intranet is a corporate network that uses the same protocols as the internet but which belongs exclusively to a corporation or school or some other organization. The intranet accessible only to the organization's workers. If the internet is connected to the internet, then it is secured by a special device called a firewall, which prevents unauthorized external users from gaining access to it. An extranet is an intranet that can be accessed by authorized outside users over the internet. The gain enters to the extranet's resources. An external user typically must log onto the network by providing a username and password. Why are popular intranet and extranets? The reasons are because they use the same protocols as the intranet. They are simpler and less expensive to install than many other kinds of networks, because they enable users to work in standard web browsers. They provide a consistent, friendly interface, because they function with standard security technologies. They provide excellent security against unauthorized access. Telecomputers. A telecomputer is someone who normally works in a location other than the company's office or factory. Most telecomputers work from their homes, while many are constantly moving from one location to another. Either way, to telecomputers rely on computers and internet connection to their jobs. Improved security measures. The security measures in online system. Before 1998, web security was non-existent. Nowadays, safer than restricted purchases are reputable sites perfect their customers. Secure web pages. How to secure our web pages? Allow safe transmission of credit card. Use the secure socket layer, that is SSL. Encrypt data transmission to the server. Secure pages are easily identified, like the URLs HTTPS hypertext transfer protocol with secure. S means with secure. Browser status bar shows a closed lock. The secure page is example. The figure shows here HTTPS colon oblique www.buy.com. This is secure website, e-business website. This is the online business in the world, that is B2B. Here once again summarize the electronic commerce Electronic commerce means doing business online and can be conducted between consumers and businesses or among businesses with no consumer involvement. Two primary types of consumer oriented e-commerce activities are online shopping and online banking and finance. Businesses have been conducting transactions electronically for years, but the advent of internet technologies has made the process easier and accessible to more businesses. Businesses use many networking technologies to support e-commerce, but internets and extranets makes e-commerce easy by utilizing internet technologies. An internet is a corporate network that works like the internet but belongs exclusive to an organization. An extranet is an intranet that allows access by some authorized external users, usually through the internet. Telecomputers are workers who work somewhere besides a company location, such as from home. They rely on computers and internet technologies to access the company's network resources. Security is an important aspect of e-commerce, and enhanced security measures have contributed to the explosion of e-commerce transactions in recent years. Consumers can take steps to make secure they are using secure web pages when doing business online. This is the summary of e-commerce. The questions are: first question, if an e-commerce website's catalog is set up like a search engine, how does it work? Next question, what are the two most common payment methods used when making purchases from online merchants? What purpose does a cookie serve when you set up an online account with a merchant? The another question is, what is one advantage of using a personal finance program? Next question is, list two personal financial transactions you can conduct online other than managing your bank accounts. Next question is, which type of transaction accounts for most of the money that is spent online? The next question is, What is the purpose of firewall in an internal intranet or extranet? Next, what is a telecomputer? Next question is, how do online merchants typically protect customers? Next question and last, when using an e-commerce site, how can you determine if the current page is secure or not? These are the questions are in this chapter. Thank you for watching.